comes from being able to contribute the best that we have and all that we are toward creating a world that supports everyone. For the safety of the world and prevailing the agenda of peace, United Nations was formed and took effect on 24th October 1945. United Nations aims to maintain peace on an international level, promote sustainable development, and deliver humanitarian aids. So, welcome, guys. Here we are celebrating the 75th commemoration of the United Nations Day. So, hello everyone. I'm Rashi,
Hi, Rashi. Lovely to meet you.
and we also have Charmaine with us. Charmaine, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Shamin and I'm from Malaysia. And I also the moderator today. And thanks for Enactus JEMTEC for inviting us to be part of this Save It and this UN Day for this very wonderful webinar with our beloved guest who is from Philippines, which is Jen Otiko. She is one of the experienced social entrepreneur who used to help Miss of Malaysia during 2019 in eco fashion design. When we have this lovely Arya here, she is a very passionate digital marketing person who is also a author, a freelance author as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Charmaine. And welcome, lovely Arya and Jen Nautico, to our event today. It has
Thank you
been a
so
pleasure to
much.
have you. Yeah, thank you so much. And so I'll be starting with the rules for today and today's discussion. So you guys will be asking you a few questions. You guys have to answer the way you like it, and the thing you feel is comfortable according to you, and you think that that could be the probable answer for the question. So we'll be starting with our first question. So my first question is to Jen. Ma'am,
Okay.
how, as a youth of this powerful country, or as a powerful youth on an international level, we can contribute towards the development of the society?
Okay. Firstly, I want to introduce myself in a very brief. Um, I did some designs for Miss Earth Malaysia 2018 and 2019 for the pageant. And based on my experience, sustainability it's not about what you created to impress the public, but to implement sustainability is to start it from not just to design anything, but to make sure that any design that you created will last. Okay, so based on your questions, I want to answer you in a in a very short message also to the youth. Firstly, it all starts in a self-discipline. From the youth, we can educate them and train them, share them our knowledge on how they can perform, not only in the designs, but also in their daily lives. Self-discipline, for example, the moment you start your day, you need to think of what you consume. It should be uh, it should be implemented the zero waste management. Like me, every time I wake up and I make my coffee, I make sure that my sachet is well treated. After I use my sachet, I wash and keep it. So the moment I want to use it for my design, I can get some ideas from YouTube, or my own innovation to create something. For the youth, I believe they can share their knowledge through their what I mean is that they can contribute to the solution in our problem to maintain the zero waste management is uh, we need to start from our own self-discipline. Everything that we consume, make sure that it won't be thrown away. That's why we have this group we call Think Before We Throw. So we want to educate the youth on how they can keep and make use of their waste materials. So for the youth, we need to think of something outside the box. That if I throw this waste, where will it go? So if you are the youth that ate some candies or take some soup, cup noodles. So in that simple actions, if you try to make it your everyday lifestyle, it can help a lot. So I really want to share this idea to the youth for them to think of something that can boost their creativity, not to throw their waste. Everything that we use, we can reuse. But of course, we need to think of not everything is recyclable. Okay, so there is certain criteria of uh, keeping our waste, like hazardous waste or something that already toxic or something that is not safe to keep. Okay, those are not included on our sustainability green living lifestyle. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janjan. That was really inspiring. And now we'll move forward with the questions. Charmaine.
Yeah, thanks for Jen Jen to share this very inspiring sharing. So let us give roughly a question. So during this pandemic, this COVID-19, it affect a lot of things. Example like businesses and
Hmm.
the livelihood within the community. So we can do what we can do to nurture the our society. I mean, even it just within your society or any society that is also facing this similar issue, you know.
Right, makes sense. So, first of all, before I start answering this question, I just wanted to restructure my introduction. So, my name is Lovely, and I'm a content strategist. I'm a full-time freelancer, and I help a lot of businesses with their content requirements. Coming up to your question, I think it's a pretty brilliant question, to be honest. And I think this pandemic has created such a ruckus in everyone's life. I mean, I think most of us, not even most, I think each and every one of us has been impacted in one way or another. For someone, it could be their livelihood. For someone, it could be their jobs. For other people, it could be their, like economy, like their money problems and everything. For other people, it could be health. So this time, I think it's, we like not just like as an individual or just like as a family, but I think we as a world and as a collaborative society, part of the society, I think we all should work towards upskilling, because these days we have seen that people, many, like about huge percentages of people, they have lost their jobs, right? I mean, even if a person who was who was working in a company for years, and maybe they were working for like 5 years or 10 years, still such credible people, they have lost their livelihoods. Why? Because they were not able to generate the revenue. They were not able to give back the economy what actually it needed, which was money, and which was upskilling, which was new results, right? So I think the better way and the best way to fight this thing together is going to be, first of all, we should all have that kind of compassion for each other, right? We should always understand that, okay, if I'm going through some problem, other person, they could also be going through some problem. So we should be kind and compassionate towards that area. And we should always and always focus on learning. I think this is something which we were losing track of, because like most of our generation, I mean my generation, people, they are really busy and like watching some sort of like TV shows, or just hanging out with their friends, or going to some like like clubs, or maybe like partying and stuff like that. So I think when it comes to that, I think we were losing the essence of what is actually important. That is learning, right? Because if we are just going to partying all the time with our friends, yes, we are going to have hell lots of friends, but I think we're not going to have a lot of money, when the time is right. So I think for that, it is very important to, create that kind of balance in our lives, to always and always have some sort of high life, like side hustle. To be honest, like, I'm a postgraduate person. Okay, I did my graduation, I did my post graduation, and I was also thinking to look forward for a conventional job, that, like, that I will work somewhere for some company and stuff like that. But then this COVID, it gave me a chance to realize my passion, that okay, there's some sort of skills that I know, and I think I should work upon those. I was already taking classes for digital marketing, and I thought, what, I have a group, like a good grip over the language. Let me just try content writing. Let me see how this goes. I've been doing it for like tens of years now. I think it's been 10, 11 years. I've been doing it since my school time. But like professionally, I thought, let me give it a go this time. And the way it has structured, I mean, I am earning way beyond what any job would have given me, as like according to my experience and everything, and the kind of confidence it gives me, because I am able to, get my clients on my own basis. I am able to stand up to my own requirements. I can negotiate on solid grounds. I know that yes, I do have a skill set that can help other company, or they can help other individual, and that's why they will look up to me. They will look up for results to me. That's how I know that I will never go out of fashion. My work and my skill, it will never go out of fashion. So I think in order to truly tackle this pandemic situation, we all should be, like I said, compassionate, and we should always be focusing on the learning and the upskilling part. Because I think once you are upskilling yourself, you actually can't be defeated, because no matter whatever comes your way, no matter whatever new technology is coming, no matter even AI is coming, right? But like the legends say, that even AI, artificial intelligence, it cannot replace humans. It's human who are creating the AI, right? So I think this is the essence of it. That why? Because we are constantly learning. We can adapt new things, we can change lines, we can transform, we can transfer. So I think that's the essence of it. And I think this is the best way to work on yourself and to work on other people, but with a bit of compassion. I think this is how we can balance it out. So yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I
Thank you.
also agree with Lovely that we should be upskilling ourselves even to this pandemic, because there are many companies are not employing, example like graduates who are actually just graduated. For me, I also just graduated, and currently I also took part in some programming, and then
Mm,
also learn from YouTube, like example like what did Jen mention.
exactly.
Yeah, and then for now, I what I'm doing is actually I um design my LinkedIn in the sense I add some portfolio. Like even myself, I'm a graphic designer. I also like like learn from
Oh
YouTube
wow.
and then share in IG and LinkedIn. So I think it's something good lah. If not your LinkedIn will be like just a blank, and then there's no colors, sometimes. if And then that's why upskill is very a good thing that enables for individuals to like add something, so the employers will see, oh, this person didn't waste his time during COVID-19. He took the advantage to upskill himself. Yeah. Okay. So let us give Rashid. Rashid?
Thank you so much, Sharman. The lovely your answer was so inspiring. Like I really can relate to you because few things that you said are absolutely true. Because once we start doing something that we really are into and we are focused on and keep upscaling that, it's definitely gonna give us
It's
results.
definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much, lovely.
Most welcome.
Now I have my next question to Jen Jen, ma'am. So we have been playing different roles in the society. Few things like we work in different ways for the society. So do these different roles that we play are really affecting the progress of the society? Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry, can you help me to repeat the question, please?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Do we do the different roles that we play as an individual reflect on the progress of the society?
Do that.
do the different roles that we play as an individual reflect on the progress of the society? I'll also write in the question in the chat box if it is difficult for you to
Okay.
hear me.
Thank you for your patience.
Okay,
Yeah, a bit noisy outside. Anyway,
I
yes,
totally
actually,
understand.
it's not about the rules that it is given, and it is how we implement it. Like everywhere we can see, there is a signage telling us to do not litter or please keep off your foot off the grass. So any rules that is given to us, if the laws that is been given, it is up to us as individual on how we interpret it and how we can implement it, how we can show our compassion and our sincerity to be part of the solution. Because, like, when you were sick, you know what medicine to take, but you always say that, "Ah, I don't like the things." So it's the same thing if we implemented it into our daily lifestyle. So for me, no matter how the rules it is given, even if it is changed or uh, improve or anything that they want to change, nothing is constant. It always change. So, but it is how you want to be part of the solution, especially in the sustainability topic. This problem is not only our country or not only the individual's problem, but it is how we will face the future, how you want our next generation to see what is the future. Okay, so if you were be to give, because everyone we love our family, and sooner or later you will have your own kids, you will be a grandma, right? So what you want to give them that money can't buy, it's fresh air, right? Clean water to drink and safe lifestyle. Not what we have now. We need to put the mask on. We need to put the face shield. So we look like astronauts, right? So it doesn't make us feel safe anymore. For me, the society should learn and not to blame the government or the rule. It is us to perform and implement what is good for us. That's all I can share.
Thank you so much, Jen. That's absolutely something I would say is correct regarding to the times that we are having right now.
Yes.
Definitely, there are few things that have to be kept in mind because blaming is not an option. We need to understand that everything that happens, we also play an important part in that.
Yes.
And you said it very correctly that our role in the society is what we want it to be like. That's absolutely something we would love to highlight. Thank you so much, Zen. So our next question would be asked by Sharma.
So this will be a general question. Okay. So as we know that SDGs, which is the Sustainability Development Goals, is held by the United Nations. And why do we need these SDGs in our community? Why do we need United Nations as part of our livelihood? May you share on that? Maybe we can start from uh, Jen Jen.
Okay. What I can share on this regarding this question is, of course, unity is always perform success. It's how we can start. Okay, because if we were united as an each country have their own rules. So UN is the one who will be is our network. United Nations is our network, so that we can understand more and they speak in behalf of each country, so that we can understand as well what is going on, not only in our country, in Malaysia, in India. So we need to be united, and we need to help each other to heal our nation, to heal our Mother Earth, like what we were doing now. We have, I'm from Philippines, Lovely is from India, Charmaine is from Malaysia, and you also, my dear. So like we are united in one mission. So likewise, what they were doing in United Nations, they want to gather to implement one rule to help each other and find the weakest point so that they can find a better solution. So same goes when you were in one family, you need to talk. We need to connect so that we can understand each other. What is happening here in Philippines is different situation happening in India and also in Malaysia. We have different culture, we have different experience. Like in Philippines now, really we don't feel secure, and we don't want to feel the fear. We need to be strong because how many cases that we have? Same goes with in India. I'm sorry to hear that because India now is really in the very critical situation. I hope stay strong and stay safe. And never mind, they have a hero there, Lovely, right? So Charmaine also, our eco leaders in Malaysia. So this is how we can help to boost knowledge to implement sustainable lifestyle, green living. Let's help the United Nations spread the good news. It's like um, the network where we can find a better solution. If we can only listen and contribute, that's it.
All right, thank you. What about Lovely?
Okay, so first of all, I think that's a really great question, and you have asked it on the occasion of UN Day and its completion for 75 years. I think it's fantastic. What I want to say about that I mean, United Nations. I mean, if we talk about in simplest sense, that what United Nations is doing, it's just basically collaborating different economies, different countries with the standardized rules and standardized approaches for cultural heritage or for interventions or for economy or for social, substance, right? This is what United Nations are doing, and we all are trying to abide by its conduction in our own way, from our own country and cultural point of view, and whatever we can do for it. Now, you asked about the sustainable development goals. I think the usage, the importance of these goals in United Nations is quite primal. I mean, I think these goals are the basis for United Nations, right? I mean, how United Nations is supposed to tell other people that what you are supposed to do, or that what we are expecting out of you, how we can collaborate it, how we can create an environment for like compassion and togetherness as a world, right? So I think that's where your sustainable development goal comes into picture. So be it if you talk about power, eradicating poverty, if you talk about just eradicating world hunger, or if you're talking about creating sustainable resources, natural resources, or like utilizing them, or if you talk about any of the other sustainable development goals, if you talk about the employment situations, or if you talk about curing the health diseases, or just trying to cut down on the rate for like diseases and increasing the mortality rate and stuff like that. So I think these are the things which is creating the kind of foundation that a company and a person or a country, they can stand on. And I think United Nations is just doing their part by laying out this fantastic groundwork for us. I mean, we sense it and we say that, this is pretty basic. I mean, we are just talking of employment, and we're just talking for water. I mean, yeah, these are general things, but to be honest, these are not the general things. The life that we are living is the one is which is general. Okay, we are just living for ourselves. We are just working and we are earning money. We are spending on with our parents, with our families, on our friends. I think that's general. When we talk about having a sustainable framework about how you can take care of the food shortages in the work, about how you can ensure that every child, be it in India, be it in Malaysia, be it in any part of the world, about if we can ensure that yes, that child is not going hungry. I think that's the real problem, and those are the general and real frameworks that we should focus upon. And I think United Nations is doing a fantastic work by trying to mediate this in picture. And we as an economy, and maybe we as the parts of it, maybe be it an individual or a country or whatever, I think we should just give it a heads up and just try to go and live with the framework and just try to boost it in the best capacity. So yeah, that's I can say.
Thank you so much, Lovely. That's
Thank you.
definitely something that we need to understand and we need to focus on, because everyone is putting efforts. No
Right.
one is just living their lives like that, because everything that we come through is basic for us but not basic for the people who have a
Right.
shortage for it.
Exactly.
Yes. So
Exactly.
that's definitely something really good. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Now, we would be moving forward to our next question, and that would be a general question again. So, your question is, how the UN, how the United Nations has changed the lives of people across the globe, because there are many programs that have been taking place under the United Nations which affect people and problems in the on a global level. So how do you think it has affected the lives of people on a global level? So I would be starting with Jen. Ma'am, what are your views on this?
You mean it's regarding the effect of what is happening now, is it?
Yeah, how United Nations and their programs have affected the people across globe.
Okay. So United Nations basically they can create impact on us because they are leaders. So they are they are the voice as well of each country. It affects anything that they have mentioned or they have discussed. It is already given that it is we need to we need to obey and implement. It is we are giving them the right to help us to reach out in each country so that we can understand more what is going on and how we can resolve each problem that we were facing. United Nations can help us to understand better, and it affects us, of course, whatever their solution or resolution or anything that they want us to follow, the rules for each country. So it affects our daily lifestyles, but still it comes back to us on if we are willing to contribute. Listening is different on understanding. So we need to listen and understand. And we need to swallow and try to find way on how we can sincerely contribute so that we can be part of the development so that we can be part of a better nation. Because no matter how good the leaders are, if we don't want to be part of it, or we don't want to get involved on it, like what happened to other countries nowadays, that it is a must to put a mask, right? But other countries think um, it stopped their freedom to speak. So it becomes literal or dramatical. But the fact that they are giving us the solution, and yet we don't want to take that solution, it is not the problem already of our leaders. It's the problem is on us already. So no matter what happened to the society or whatever our leaders want us to do, if we really don't want to do it, no one can control us. So it is up to us if if we want to be part of it. For me, the United Nations really create a good job, and of course they deserve the right to spread those. I mean, they deserve the position to to reach out on us, and what we have this term. Okay, let's simplify it. We all we need to do now is to think of what we really want. If we want to solve the problem, we have leaders, and we give them the right to perform their job to find the solution. So if you want to be part of the growth and development of the nation, you need to listen and understand and cooperate. We need to cooperate. The society nowadays, especially the young generations, they are more onto technology. Everything now is in YouTube, in Facebook. Before, it's really hard for us to follow the newspaper and make time on reading. Nowadays, it's already one click and you can have all the details that you need. I think it's also a good example of how the United Nations and the technology before it's really combined to be to influence us. Who are we now? Sorry, my light is off. Thank you.
No issues. You again simplified this whole agenda of the question into something that is very important to understand, that we have to listen and understand, because most people listen to the things but they don't want to understand it because they feel it's against what they wish for. And definitely, again, the leaders are not to blame for if we as the human beings and the followers don't want to follow it. No one can control us, definitely. Thank you so
It's
much,
it's
Ensign.
being one roof, and if we work together, we can easily win.
Yes, of course. So the mantra is to stay together, listen, and understand. Thank you
Correct.
so much, Zenzen. A lovely ma'am. Can we have your comments on this question?
Sure. So I just want you to ask me the question once again so I can just give it a go to everything.
Sure, sure.
Hmm.
So, how do you think the United Nations changed the lives of people across the globe?
Okay. I just want to start this answer by talking of an analogy. So, how things go about in our lives is that when we go to a school, right, or maybe when we are young, so our family members, they teach us that, the basics of language. They teach us that A, B, C, D. When we read those alphabets, when we study about those alphabets, then we understand what a word is. When we get to know about the word, then we start getting understand, okay, what does a sentence is, right? So I think basics are very, very important, and I think crucial for the sustainability of anything, right? And if I just like to simplify this in my own language, I think United Nations is doing this work of balancing and creating a fundamental platform, right? So you asked me that how United
Correct.
Nations, how they are taking care of all these things, and if they are helping, how, in my opinion, if they are helping across the globe. What I say is that they are creating a standardized platform. They are creating standardized rules and policies and procedures by which people all across the world, right, no matter from whichever country they are, no matter whatever they do, no matter how much they earn, they still can contribute, right? And I think in the end, that is how you depict yourself. This is in the end, I think it is what matters, right? Because I think the key to sustainable livelihood is not just earning and enjoying life, but I think also giving back, right? And a person, they can only and only give back if they know what to give back and what is being expected out of them. And the term, of what is being expected out of you is actually told to us by United Nations. So I think the entire process of setting up a framework for different policies, be it when regarding of your employment policies, be it for your food policies, be it for the water shortage, or be it for the economy or the cultural heritage part, no matter whatever the queue, no matter whatever the reason or the, the kind of issue that United Nations is focusing on. But I think at the core level, I think this is what the fundamental is, that they are creating us a platform wherein all of us can collaborate and all of us can give our 2 cents on it without actually having to worry about any kind of disparity between us, be it the spatial or the geographical disparities that we are from different countries, or maybe, the fact that we are different individuals, right? Because, I mean, even in our homes, we have, like, so let's say we have 5 members. Each of 5 members, they would be a different personality. Everyone would have their own likes. They would like to eat what's special to them. They will have their own experiences, everything like that, right? So when we are talking about this difference on a global level, right, it becomes huge. I'm sorry, not huge, not even a word. It becomes exponential, right? So I think that's really massive, and that's why it becomes very, very important to kind of contain it and kind of create a direction where we can take this entire population of the world and we can direct, maybe we can guide them, we can channelize their efforts through one of the streamlines wherein we can actually get some results on the things that are actually of core importance. Because today we might not be very much, I think, bothered about, okay, the water issues. I mean, not all of them, obviously. Many people are, and I think we should salute them for that because they are in their right heads. Maybe we all are not. So, but I think, so not people would be like, not today, they would not be, not all people would be very much concerned about the water crisis, right? But tomorrow, and actually, water crisis is a crisis for most of people. And when you can't get clean water in your homes, I think then they are going to be like, okay, I think we kind of screwed up, right? So I think that happens because I think, this pandemic is a perfect example for that. I mean, we used to take everything for so granted. We used to take going out for granted. We used to take going to office. I mean, most of us who was ever going to office, we used to feel like, oh my god, I got to go to office, this is going to be work, I got to listen to my boss and everything, all that traveling, I can't travel, this and that. But boy, when the pandemic happened and then you were supposed to slog in your homes for like months, without to getting to live with it, then you miss that same office, you miss that same effort, you missed your hustle, you missed your work, right? So I think we United Nations is doing a fantastic job when it comes to the empowerment for the entire globe. They are creating a fundamental and a standardized platform for both of us, like for the entire world. And I think this is how the thing should be. So I think, yeah, this is my opinion. They are creating such a great structure, and we should be more considerate about them sooner than later, to be honest. So yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I mean, before the pandemic, we sometimes take things for granted. Sometimes,
Yeah.
for me, even for me myself, lah, sometimes I take my lecture classes for granted. I always attend late, maybe because sometimes my sleeping clock doesn't work. Sometimes I woke up late a bit. Then sometimes I don't feel like going to class. I like we like the zombie, that I cannot get up from the bed. I need to attend from the class. Okay. so so I mean, sometimes we take things for granted, and then recently, like in our country, we have water issues in Selangor. Then it was quite a critical one, which it usually just add on with pandemic issues, and then they are still having water crisis, and it's like really, like, not to say they take things for granted, like it's actually the management, the water management themselves also like are creating the issue lah. But we ourselves from there made me realize that we ourselves as a community, we should be very passionate enough to like create something else, maybe a water supply just to support themselves lah. Because this is have been a few years already, this ongoing issue. So it kind of relate to my story. So actually, before we actually end this, actually there are some questions from the YouTube channel, and this is for Lovely. So actually, one of the YouTuber, one of the our friends, they asked, how is the business of SCG goals the goals of future?
Sorry, I can't hear you. How's the? Can you repeat the question,
How
please?
the businesses that are related to SDGs are the goals for the future?
Why not? I mean, see, I think it's all coming to the same loop. If you see, if you observe the pattern of the answers that I'm giving, it's actually coming to the same loop. I'm round and round. I'm just talking about fundamentals. I'm talking about a standardized platform. I'm talking about transformation. I'm talking about upskilling. These are the basics. These are the pillars that I'm having. Coming to the question of the person who's actually asked this, I think this is the future, because again, we are right now in the process of clearing out the rut. We are in the process of clearing out the mess, right? We all are stuck. We all are desolated. We don't know how we're supposed to get out of this rust. And the only thing that we can do is to upskill ourselves when we feel that, okay, there is some skill that I can do for myself, or maybe if this is a skill that I can do to help other person. When we start being compassionate for the person, that is when the connect happens. That is when you start making your profession, your skill, a sustainable one. Right. So I think, in my opinion, if you are willing to look at your own business, and about if you want to like kind of coordinate it with how it's going to affect the sustainability. So I'm just going to have like a couple of pointers for that. First of all, always and always look up to the other person. Always look to your client, always look up to your customers about what they want from you, right? Because I have seen this in a lot of companies, a lot of people I have talked and came across, a lot of my community, so professional community. So what I've heard is that people, they start getting very personal for what they are doing, right? They start mixing their professional life, especially the entrepreneurial life, and their like the professional life. So they mix their personal and professional life. What results into it is that they feel that because I am giving so much effort to my professional life, that means it is bound to succeed. So no matter what other person is asking me for, no matter what are the needs for the other person, this is my answer to your solution. So this should be your question. This is what they're doing, which is not good. You should not be so much passionate to your work that you stop asking what other people want, right? So I think in order to make it sustainable, you should always look out for how you can help others, how you can help them scale up, and how your skills can help others and yourself to boost the economy, productivity, and why not even the money also. So yeah, that's my take.
Yeah. Jen, do you have anything to add on? Hello? Hello, Jen, do you have anything to add on? Okay.
Hello, guys. I'm so sorry. There was some internet issues. I'm so sorry.
No issues. We missed you, Rashi.
I don't know. The suddenly the meeting got cancelled. I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
No, it's okay. I think in the end, we all have to deal with the dynamics of, working and just attending this thing from home. So some
Yeah,
people, I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a construction going below my building. So I think it's the drilling and everything's coming on. Rashi's lost our internet. So it's okay. I think this is how we gotta just revolve and just roll out
yeah.
our things and just let them be. So yeah, it's fine.
The social life. Oh my god, this everything that is going online.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess Jen ma'am left.
yeah,
I
also
don't.
like similar like you having internet issue.
Yeah, the internet issues are the worst. Definitely. Sharman, can you ask her to join in?
Okay. Uh,
Wait, just
So anything that you find relevant to to the situation right now, like how do you think that things that are going around in the society is affecting your life? My question is to Lovely ma'am. How do you think you are managing everything that is going around? Because definitely this pandemic has been very affecting for people, and especially for people who love to go out. So how do you think it is affecting?
I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me. I was just going on. See, I'm always so passionate that I just go on speaking and I just forget about unmuting. I'm really sorry. Okay. So, am I audible now to everyone?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the help, though. Okay, so I was saying that the thing with me is that as you could have gauged by now, that I'm a talker, right? I love talking, and when people are so much extroverted like me, when we want to talk to people, when we want to express our thoughts, we want to put our word to the world, and then the world just shuts down. Everything kind of comes to a halt. I mean, you don't know what to expect actually, and you kind of feel okay, let me just see what I can kind of do about it. But to be honest, there's not much to do about it. So I think it's the question is not just for me. I think it's to every one of us, because every one of us, we are having our own sort of experiences, right? I mean, I am a talker. I would feel kind of suffocated when I won't get anyone to talk to, right? I mean, you could be like a food frenzy person and you would feel suffocated if you can't go out to a restaurant and eat your favorite waffles, right? So I think it's a very personalized questions, and it's kind of to each one to its own. But I think what we can do to kind of, I don't know, like kind of balance it out, or kind of just take care of ourselves, is to understand and to accept. Yeah, I'm saying it slowly so that it leaves that impact. So, what we can do is to understand and accept that, yes, this has happened and it is a part of our lives. And the only way to get ahead of this is to accept this, right? And the sooner we realize this, the sooner we stop like fighting with the situation, and we can, the sooner we stop like blaming the situations, that okay, oh, this pandemic took my job, or this pandemic, because of this my finances are zero, because of this pandemic my health is bad. No, it's not just because of the pandemic. The pandemic just concised you to a cube house. That's it. That's all what pandemic did. What other thing is happening, it's happening here. It's your mindset. So if you can't take control of your mindset, if I can't take control of your mindset, I would have gone mad, right? I would have felt that, oh my goodness, I'm an extrovert person, I can't find anyone to talk to. What should I do? I can't just talk to a screen. I can't talk to my friends. I want to visit my brothers, sisters, right? So it would have been catastrophic for me. So I think it's all in, there's a famous thing that it's all in your head. It is actually all in your head. And the way you start I don't know, like rewiring your brain, the way you start restructuring your thoughts, I think they leave a long impression. So I think this personalized, whatever issue anyone would be feeling, if you are feeling broken, if you're feeling like if you're feeling broke, if you're feeling jobless, or if you're feeling desperate, or maybe if you're feeling even happy, कि ठीक है, that I don't need to do any work because I'm happy, I'm at home, I don't need to do anything. Whatever your situation is, if you're enjoying it, if you're not enjoying it, if you are sick, if you're not sick, whatever it is. But the thing is that in the end, you should always look out at a way to make it productive, right? Because if you're not being productive, then truly you're not being a human. I mean, what difference would it keep from us and animals? I mean, animals are also surviving. It's not affecting corona to them much, although we hear some controversial news is that yes, corona is happening to animals also. So I don't know, I'm not knowledgeable on that aspect, so I'm not going to say, because sometimes the news terrifies me about whatever is happening. But the thing is that the thing that we have a mind and we can utilize it to change our realities. I think we should always realize this thing, in fact, and we should work according to that. So yeah, I mean, this is my take to it. So always just have that kind of a mindset to pick yourself up from any situation, move out of the rut, and create a new life. I think that's what I did, and if I can do that, and if I can earn way much more than what I used to, and I actually can, develop my passion and still be a learner, right? Because I'm still learning digital marketing. So if I can still be a learner and like upskill and improve myself, then I'm sure anyone could do that. So yeah, that's how about it.
Definitely lovely. Thank you so much. That's really something which inspires all of us a lot, because the journey, the struggle, and the efforts you have put in are definitely something to look forward to. And we have a question from the live session, that how
Wonderful.
can
True.
uh, how can one accelerate his or her development by collaborating with other stakeholders of the society? You want me to repeat the question?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question says, how can one accelerate his or her development by collaborating with other stakeholders of the society?
There's a term. It's a jargon actually. It's not even a term, it's a jargon. It's a type of learning that's called experiential learning, right? In this, you basically, I'm just to simplifying it to the basics of it, it just simply means that you learn something by experiencing it. That's one thing. I'm going to connect the dots. Just give me 1 second. That's one thing. Another thing is there's a very famous quote. I mean, I've read it on social media, so I don't know if it's being said by Einstein or not, but I hope it's said by him or by any person. But there's this quote that says that the smart person is the one who does not repeat the mistakes of other people. Instead, they learn from the mistakes of other people, implement their in their own lives, save themselves from those mistakes, and move forward, right? So these are two different aspects. Now, if I club these two, if I club the experiential learning and if I club the learning from mistakes of other people, this is where your questions come into picture, right? If I want to elevate my professional career, if I want to elevate my life, right? And if I want to seek a sort of dependency on the other stakeholders of the economy, of the country, of people, of an organization, or even my family, right? Because stakeholders varies. If I talk about my family, who are my stakeholders? My mom, my dad, my sister, my brothers, those are my stakeholders, right? If I talk about the company, who are my stakeholders? Your shareholders, your employees, your managers, your team leads, those are your stakeholders. When we talk about the country, who are your stakeholders? The government, the policies, the ministers, those are your stakeholders, right? So stakeholders, the variation keeps on changing. So I don't know what context the question has been asked. That's why I'm going to give a generic answer to it. So the best way that you can learn and you can collaborate from these stakeholder is to learn from their mistakes, have a good networking opportunity and have a good networking I won't say session, but like a conversation. Because in session, we are kind of looking forward to just seek everything. When we are saying, okay, okay, you have this session tomorrow at like 4 to 5 p.m. So we are like, okay, we're going to learn something. So we are very keen to learn everything. We just seek learnings, and after a point of time, we just write it down, we forget it, right? So I don't want to have a session kind of a bonding when you're talking in terms of stakeholder. We should all, when you're collaborating with the stakeholders and you want to uplift your career or yourself or professionally or personally, we should always have those impactful conversations, right? So sometimes those impactful conversations could be very menial, right? I mean, you could be talking about some kid that you saw selling biscuits over a street, right? Or maybe a mother who was feeding her child and was buying some fruits for other kids, some anything. I mean, I don't know, I'm just whacking out of the context, right? But when you are having a personalized, impactful conversation with a person of interest, right? And when you learn from their experiences, when you learn what the mistakes they have done, and when you learn and when you grab those things and you apply it to your own life, I think when that is when the real change, the real upliftment, it starts to happen. So I think that is my answer to the question, that if you're looking forward to collaborate, to uplift yourself with any of the stakeholders, just look forward to an impactful conversation. Don't just go on seeking just some random hacks or tips, because to be honest, internet is having everything. You can find everything over the internet these days, right? So just don't go and seeking out the best hacks and tips. You won't, it's not much, you can get it anywhere. But if you're seeking some professional commitment, if you're seeking some sort of learning, then definitely go out to the person, get an impactful conversation, learn from their experience, use it, understand it, comprehend it from your heart, from your head, and use it to your life. And I think that's going to, I mean, in my opinion, it's just going to give you the best results. That's what I've always done, and that's what I'll keep on doing. And it's been helping me successfully. It's been helping me, my friends and my people who have been telling this. So I think you can try this too. So yeah.
Thank you so much, lovely ma'am, because that is something that we all need to understand, because the few things are just in front of our eyes, but we cannot register that because we don't want to. So
Yeah, exactly.
definitely that's something really good. So Sharman, would you like to add something?
Um, so about collaboration, I mean, we keep it easy and simple lah. Just like how we Enactus JEMTEC and Enactus UNIMAS work together. you, you know, even though we have a very big vision, but everything we just start one step at a time to build up. Just like the Lego set lah. We always take one brick, one step, and then build into a very strong tower lah. So that's all from me. And then for questions regarding to Jen, we will later forward the questions to her, and then see how she will take her time to reply your questions in the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sharman. So, guys, with this, we'll be wrapping up with our today's session. It was very amazing to have a few of us, of the speakers, who are so brilliant in their fields and have such mindsets that are so enlightening for our society and for definitely for the youth. Thank you so much, lovely ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I would like to extend my gratitude to Jen Otiko ma'am, and I hope Sharman would be forwarding this gratitude to her.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Okay, so with this, we come to the end of this session, and I would like to say few things that are really important for our organization Enactus GemTech and are going to take place in few days. So, on the occasion of the United Nations Day, that is today on 24th of October, our team Enactus GemTech is organizing a 10-day event that is Save It. So, focusing on all 17 SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals that have been set up by the United Nations, we are aiming to spread awareness by thought provoking live sessions with highly profiled speakers and sharing reels or posts. Our goal is to bring together bright minds that are ideas focused on wide range of subjects to foster learning, inspiration, and raise conversation that matter, so that we can change in the future generation for what we are striving now. And I think that's the agenda of all the sustainable development goals too. So we'll be looking forward to this event called Save It. We would love to have your appreciation and your definitely something from your side which would be very helpful for our society and our committee and the goals we are planning to take forward for the future generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rashi. And I just want to barge in for 1 second. I just want to really
Sure.
thank the moderators and the support team because you guys are doing a fantastic job. And in lieu of the same, whatever you have said, I think this 10 days program and in the entire event, it's going to be such a good hit. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure other people must be looking at it too. So I just want to say that stay strong and stay together. You know, we all are in this together. So let's make most of it. So yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, guys, we'll be taking off from here. Thank you so much for having this wonderful event today. Thank you so much, and would
Most welcome.
definitely be something that we'll be looking forward in the future. So, thank you, everyone.